guys, we're back. So today's video is going to be a little harder. I don't even know how to describe it. So Halloween night, there was this guy in my program who died. He was in a car accident, not his fault. It was one of those wrong place at the wrong times kind of things. There wasn't even like a drunk driver to my knowledge involved. A tractor wheel came off and hit his car and he drove off the road. Now I wanted to talk about this, not to bring attention to it or anything. It's not my place. I didn't know him that well, but I kind of wanted to talk about death from an outside party view because, like, my friend told me the day after it happened, we were sitting in our office and he told me, because he asked me to get him a cup of coffee from downstairs, and I could tell he was upset about something, so I did. And when I came back, he told me. And like, my first instinct is shock. I'm still kind of in shock because this was only 5 days ago that this happened. But I kind of wanted to talk about it because it's weird, because I almost don't know how to feel, if that makes sense. Like, I knew this person. I went to school with this person. But I wasn't friends with this person. And this is now the second time this kind of situation has happened. Like, there was someone in my undergrad who died from a car accident as well. Knew him, had hung out with him, wasn't friends with him. Same with this kind of situation. I interacted more with this person than the previous one, but it's weird because I'm sad, but I feel like I'm not as sad as I should be. And I think that's just because I didn't know him very well. We had talked only a handful of times once he jumped my car. So, you know, that's the main kind of memory I have tethered to him. But also, like, the last conversation we had was an argument. And the people I tell this to, they're like, oh, don't feel bad. And I'm like, I don't feel bad. It was an argument that he started because he weirdly tried to attack something I was doing. It was weird. If you remember a video I did not too long ago, I talked about kind of the innate need to feel special. I think that was the title of it, actually. And I talked about, especially for content creators, we all try to do something different, something weird, something special, something that'll put us out there and stand above the rest in some different or special way. And I had talked about that some guy in my office, when he found out I did YouTube, and was like, well, do you do anything special? And it was him. So like, that was the last interaction I had with him. So it's weird because it's like, I feel shocked. It's weird to know that he is not here anymore, especially because my friend was best friends with him, so I know that's really upsetting him as well as a couple of my friends. But it's like, death from almost like a third party kind of view is really weird, because in this situation, first party I feel like is the person itself who dies. Second, the person who dies and or anyone else who's involved in the accident, if it's an accident, that kind of thing. The second party being the close people, the friends, the family, the people that spent a lot of time with them. And then third party being people like me who know these people and who I feel shocked and sad for, but not sad enough. I don't feel a lot of emotion towards this. And I don't know if that's me or if that's normal to feel towards someone you know, sort of. Like, if someone came up on the street and be like, hey, do you know this person? I'd be like, yeah. Are you friends with this person? Not really. Just because we don't talk. Simple as that. And it's all really weird. Like, I'm in this weird floating headspace of, I don't know how to feel about this. And I'm going to be very clear. I am not trying to make this person's death about me in any way, shape, or form. It was just something that was on my mind that I kind of wanted to talk about. Because for me, when I get something weird on my mind, my best way of talking or getting past it is talking through it, even if it's me to me, more or less. But it's weird. And he was a nice guy, you know. I knew some things about him that maybe weren't favorable, but that didn't make him a bad dude, you know. Like, we've all done unfavorable things. And he, like I said, like, the main memory I have of him is him one of my first weeks here is helping me jump my car because it died in the parking lot when none of my friends were being very helpful. So he was like really helpful and nice and kind in that situation. And it's just, it's weird to deal with death in a third party way. And like, especially about the whole argument thing, like everyone is like, oh, don't feel bad. I'm sure he didn't hold it against you. I'm like, I don't care if he did. I don't feel bad about that argument. He started that argument. He was the one who was being a jerk, to say the least. And he wasn't a jerk always, no. But in that situation, like, I don't feel bad about that argument. Not one bit. And I think that makes it even weirder feeling. Like, yeah, this last conversation I had with someone wasn't positive, and yet I feel no remorse over that. I don't know. Death is weird. And for someone like me who has had to kind of think about it since the beginning of forever, a lot of people think I have, you know, a grip on death, and that I'm okay with death, and that I've had to stare it in the face multiple times. And it's like, some of that is true, some of it's very not. I'm not okay with death. I'm not ready. I don't think I'll ever be. Like, a lot of people with terminal diseases, they're like, I'm gonna die, who cares? And I have that mentality, sort of. Like, yes, I'm gonna die. We're all gonna die. And I make jokes about dying all the time. But that's my way of coping with it. Because it's scary. Like, I don't know who I was talking to. I think I was talking to my old life group leader a couple weeks ago. I had posted, my last blog post was about nostalgia and kind of bad nostalgia and how it can really hurt. Like I've been struggling the last few months, and one of those reasons is because I was watching, reading, and listening to things I watched, read, and listened to when I was 16 to 17. And there are things I still love and still enjoy, but it brought me back to a time that I miss. I feel like I was 16 yesterday, and suddenly I'm an adult who teaches 18 year, like, I don't know where my life went. And I feel like, I don't know, I just miss being young. I miss not having real responsibilities. I miss easier schoolwork. I miss being able to spend 90% of my time with my friends. And I think that's why I was feeling so bad about this nostalgia. It was just because I'm like, I miss this. Simple as that, you know? And in it, I think I'd mentioned, you know, being fearful of death. And my life group leader, she messaged me and she was like, hey, don't fret, you know? Like, if you want to talk, I'm here. God's got a plan. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then I corrected myself. I was like, no, I'm not afraid of death. I mean, I am, but not what I meant. I'm afraid of dying before I've lived a full life. And I think everyone has that fear, but when you're born with a terminal disease, that fear kind of has to stare you in the face every day. And it's like, and people are always like praising me for being 21 and getting into a grad program, or graduating with my BA at 20, or graduating high school with 2 years of college already finished. And I'm like, don't praise me for this. I'm not an overachiever. My grades are the worst grades you'll ever see. I'm just not wasting my time, is how I always put it. I'm getting through this stuff as fast as I can so that I can get it over with and live my life. And everyone says that, you know, we all wait to live our lives, but to an extent, there's certain things you can't do until you do these other things. Like, I can't go and get a professional career until I get the necessary requirements handled. And that's what I mean when I say that. Like, I don't know. This has kind of just come into turned into a jumble of words about death. The bottom line being, death is weird. And those who experience it not firsthand often don't know how to feel. And if you feel like if this happens to you and you feel like you're not feeling the correct thing, all feelings are valid. Like, I feel like I'm not feeling the correct thing, but that's not going to make me feel the correct thing. I'm not going to beat myself up for being like, oh, I should be more sad. Maybe I shouldn't. And I know there are people out there who are more sad than me at this, and I'm just doing my best to be there for them, in the sense that if they need anything from me, if there's anything I can do to help, especially because I don't like seeing my friends in pain, emotional or physical. So I just do my best to be there for the people who are more sad than I am, you know? And it's hard. Death is weird. but personally, I don't believe it's the end. Maybe some people do, and that's what they choose to believe in, and that's fine. But I personally don't believe it's the end. But that doesn't mean I'm not kind of fearful of it, because I have my doubts every day. Everyone does. If I get to thinking about death too much, I go into this downward spiral of depression and like, oh, I'm gonna die, what's the point of anything? And there's a point to everything, you know? It's weird. Kind of felt like talking about it. What's the word I use? Third point of view death, I guess is the best way to put it. It's weird and you don't know how to deal with it. And now both times I've experienced it, not gone through it, experienced it. I don't know how to deal with it, especially because I've always been close to people who were closer to the person. But it's hard, and for this particular time, I think the saddest element, I mean, it's all sad, you know, kid in his 20s died. Flat out horrible, not fair. Was November 1st was the day he was supposed to submit his thesis for graduation. And I think that is a mad bummer. It sounded really insensitive to me. Of me. Oh geez. I think they're currently trying to work on awarding him it anyways. And I hope that our program is able to make that happen. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Me rambling on about death and sounding really insensitive when I don't really mean to sound insensitive about it at all. Little heavy. Heavy was the word I was trying to think of at the beginning of this and I couldn't. I said hard. Ugh. Anyways, that'll be it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, nerds.